Okay, good morning class. Today we will be learning about fractions. Does anyone know what a fraction is? That is alright, you haven't learned this before. Fractions are the invisible numbers that hide between 1, 2, 3, and all the rest of the numbers in the world. There can be a lot of parts in between the numbers, or there can only be 3 parts, but there's always at least 2. Let's get our brains warmed up by counting to 20 as a class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, awesome job. First I would like to show you what a fraction actually looks like. It is a number on top of a line like this, and a number under the line like this. I bet you're all wondering what this line is for. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Okay, listen carefully. This is very important. This line means out of. Let me show you. Here I have a paper pizza. I will cut the pizza into 2 pieces. Do we see, class, that this is... Do we see, class, that this is 1/2 of the pizza and this is the other?
Yes.
Good. Now let's pretend that I give Tony 1 piece, or 1 what, class?
Half.
Awesome. So now you all see that I only have 1/2 of the pizza because I gave my other half to Tony.
Yes.
Now I have a question for you. How much pizza do I have left?
1/2.
Awesome, that's right. So let's all practice writing this as a fraction. I only had 1 out of 2 pieces left. Is this correct?
Yes.
So we write 1 on top, then our line, which means what, class?
Out of.
Okay, then we put the 2 on the bottom. So let's all read this aloud and point to each part as we say it like this. 1 out of 2 pieces are left. 1 out of 2 pieces are left. 1 out of 2 pieces are left. So a fraction are how many parts out of a whole. Now we know that the part goes on the top of the line and the whole goes under the line. Say it with me now, class. A fraction is a part of a whole. Great job, class. You just wrote and solved your first fraction. Now I will take the other half of my pizza back from Tony. Thank you. And we will practice with a pizza that has 4 pieces instead of 2. So here's my pizza now. If I have 4 pieces of pizza and I eat 3 of them, what will the fraction look like for the amount of pizza that I ate? How many did I eat, class?
3.
So we write So we write 3 pieces out of 4 pieces. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
Now we will practice with fractions a different way. Okay, Dylan, I would like for you to try this one. How many of the parts are shaded?
1.
Alright, now can you tell me how to write this as a fraction?
1 part is shaded out of 4 parts. So you put the 1 on the top, then the line, then the 4.
Great job, Dylan. Is the number 1 or the number 4 the part, Dylan?
1.
Right. Did everyone see how he did that?
Yes.
Alright, now class, can you tell me if my answer to the next problem is right or wrong? I think that there are 3 shaded out of 3 parts. Is this correct?
No.
Who can tell me what it is supposed to be? Tina?
2 parts out of 3 parts.
Thank you, Tina. That is correct. Alright, class. Now I would like to do some example problems before you begin your worksheet for the day. Just as we made fractions from the shaded parts on the board earlier, we will now be shading or coloring the parts ourselves. So let's now pretend my pizza is on the board like this. Can anyone remember how many halves it had?
2.
So I will cut it into 2 halves or pieces. Our fraction earlier was 1 out of 2. So we will be coloring 1 out of 2 of the parts. Did everyone see how I did that? Awesome. Now do you remember when I said that the fractions could be made of a lot of parts or just 2 parts? Now we're going to try shading an example with a lot of parts. Here is another pizza, but this time it will have 16 parts. Let's say that Bob eats 5 of those pieces. We want to color in the pieces of pizza that Bob ate. Andy, can you tell me how many parts I will be coloring in on the pizza?
5. 16.
Let's try again, Andy. You say 16, so I will color in 16. Now, this shows me that Bob ate the entire pizza. Is this correct?
No.
Alright. So, if Bob only ate 5 pieces, how many parts should we color in?
5.
Good job. I think we're ready for our worksheet. I think you have all done a wonderful job today learning about fractions. I would like to play a little game with you before the end of class. Each of you will get a turn. I will draw a picture on the board, and I want you to tell me if the picture matches the fraction that I write next to it. Okay, I will start with you, Tyler. Do the striped parts match the fraction next to it?
No.
Good job. What is the correct fraction?
2 out of 5.
Great. Now, Christy, is this the right fraction for this picture?
No.
Let's look at it again. The picture shows how many parts to be shaded.
4.
Okay, so we know that the 4 will go where in the fraction, Christy?
The top.
Good. Now how many parts are there altogether?
6.
Okay, so where will this number go?
On the bottom of the fraction.
So let's look at it again. Is the fraction correct?
Yes.
Great work, Christy. Okay, Linda, can you tell me if this picture matches the fraction?
No.
What would I have to change on the picture to make it match the fraction?
Stripe one of the parts.
Good job, that's correct. Now all together, class, can you tell me what a fraction is?
A fraction is a part of a whole.
Awesome job. Now that we know what the top and bottom numbers do, tomorrow we will learn what their special names are. Have a good night, class. See you all tomorrow.